Well done, mate. You've won it. Totally dominant. That was absolutely fantastic. Well done.
Now, there was a time when the idea of Verstappen winning so many races in a season seemed far-fetched.
Max Verstappen wins 19 Grand Prix in a single season.
Before 2021, Max wasn't a regular race winner. At that time, Mercedes and Ferrari had a significant advantage over Red Bull, which meant that Verstappen had few opportunities to challenge for the top spot. But since 2021, something magical has happened. Max has transformed into a race-winning machine, racking up over 50 victories and becoming the guy everyone's trying to catch but can't. So what on earth changed? Why does it feel like Max is suddenly unbeatable? Well, let's dive in and find out. Max Verstappen landed in F1 after just 1 year in single-seater racing. He rocketed from go-karts to Formula 3, where his jaw-dropping performances quickly drew interest from all the top F1 teams. But it was Red Bull that had the guts to put this teenager straight into F1 for the 2015 season, starting with its sister team Toro Rosso. At just 17, Verstappen became F1's youngest ever driver. Now fast forward to his second season, and after just 4 races, Red Bull decided to promote him to their senior squad, sending Danny Kvyat in the opposite direction. It seemed like a massive leap for young Max, but what did he do? He went and won on his Red Bull debut in Spain. From there, Max's trajectory has been nothing short of spectacular.
The smiles will be out at 18 years and 227 days old. Max Verstappen wins a Formula 1 Grand Prix and is the youngest driver ever to win a Formula 1 World Championship.
Over the years, he's morphed into this nearly unbeatable force, sometimes even winning races from the back of the grid. Winning from way down the grid isn't something you see every day, but Max has made it look like a walk in the park. You might think, sure, the car is fast, so naturally he's going to come through the field. And while there's some truth to that, because let's face it, you can only go as fast as the car allows, it takes a really exceptional driver like Max to squeeze out every last drop of performance, especially when starting from the back of the grid. Just driving a Red Bull isn't an automatic golden ticket to winning races from any position. Max's absolute dominance over his teammates in recent years is a clear reminder of that. Since the 2018 Canadian Grand Prix, Verstappen's teammates have won only 5 times, and all those wins went to Sergio Perez, while Verstappen has won 56 races within that period. Pierre Gasly, Alex Albon and Perez are all fantastic F1 drivers, but Verstappen's talent makes them look almost ordinary. Most drivers aim for a car that's stable and easy to control. They want to turn into corners smoothly without the rear end going rogue and sending them into a spin. But Verstappen, he's got this magical touch that lets him handle a pointy car with a slightly loose rear end, which is a nightmare for any other F1 driver. Teammate Sergio Perez put it simply, we both want a good front end, but Max can handle a wobbly rear end like it's his day job. And it's not just Perez who's noticed. Alex Albon, who shared a garage with Verstappen, said watching Max drive was like watching someone who'd be doing it in their sleep, smooth and on the limit, as if he was born to push the car right to the edge without breaking a sweat. Verstappen himself finds it almost too easy. He's like that kid who picks up a video game controller and immediately starts scoring high points. And Max has consistently delivered with this tricky car setup. This setup lets him do things most drivers can only dream of. Where one driver might struggle with instability, someone like Verstappen finds balance and exploits it. Max's brilliance lies in his ability to consistently get the most out of such a tricky car, not just over a single lap, but throughout an entire race. He's not just fast, he's also a master at managing his tyres and pacing himself. After learning some tough lessons in his early days, he now knows how to let the race come to him. He doesn't force the issue, instead he takes a calm, strategic approach, especially when he starts further down the grid. He gets into a controlling position quickly and efficiently.
It is Hamilton and Verstappen, Verstappen and Hamilton wheel to wheel going into the field of the Temporary chicane. Hamilton is forced wide and he's lost a little bit of bodywork.
Now this is a journey many drivers go through. Younger drivers often feel that they need to win every single lap, but the best of them learn that what really matters is being on top at the crucial moments. Verstappen has embraced this. He now pieces together a race weekend in a logical, patient way, and that's a huge part of his success.
First time on US soil, Max Verstappen wins the US Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton has to settle for second. The charge got close, but not quite close enough.
You can't underestimate the importance of this mindset. No one can be the fastest all the time or lead every lap. Trying to do so can actually work against achieving real success. Verstappen gets this now, and that's why his approach is so meticulous and intelligent. We all know he's fast on the track, but there's more to this guy than just raw speed. So let's talk about tyre management. Doesn't sound too glamorous, right? But it's one of those unsexy skills that's actually super crucial in F1. And guess what? Max is a master at it. This isn't just some modern F1 invention, it's been a key part of racing forever. You see, while everyone else is burning through rubber like it's going out of style, Max is out there making his tyres last longer, getting more laps out of them and keeping them in that sweet spot where they perform the best. It's like he's got a sixth sense for knowing exactly how hard to push and when to back off. So while it might not be as flashy as pulling off a daring overtake or setting a blistering lap time, tyre management is what often separates the good drivers from the great ones. And Max, well, he's shown time and time again that he's got this skill down to a fine art. Take his first win in Spain back in 2016. On his Red Bull debut, he showed everyone how it's done by managing his tyres like a pro. Or remember Austria 2018. He cleverly lifted through high-speed corners to save his tyres from blistering while Paul Ricciardo and Hamilton were struggling. And in Mexico that same year, Max was so good he managed to pull a full pit stop ahead of Ricciardo while keeping his lap times and tyres in check. Max's tyre management isn't just about making them last longer, it's about feeling the tyre beneath him and knowing exactly how far he can push. And if he does get into some tyre trouble, he can usually get things back under control. A perfect example is the 2022 United States Grand Prix. After a slow pit stop, Max had to work his tyres harder than he wanted to in the dirty air behind Leclerc's Ferrari. He admitted he pushed too hard at first and damaged his tyres. So what did he do? He took a step back, recovered his tyres, then went after Hamilton, caught him and passed him for the win. So while we all love Max for his speed and amazing overtakes, it's his refined skills and tyre management that really set him apart. And that's what makes him such a formidable force on the track. Another thing that makes Max Verstappen stand out is his dedication to the sport. I mean, all elite athletes need to be committed, but for Max Verstappen, he took it to a whole new level. Franz Tost, who worked with some of the best, always mentions Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel as the ultimate examples. It's their passion, he says. They live for Formula One. That's very, very important. People underestimate it. They want to know everything. They live for it. This passion isn't just some recent development for Max. No, it's been drilled into him since he was a kid by his dad, Jos Verstappen, who also raced in F1. Despite being in the spotlight since his mid-teens, Max hasn't let fame get to his head. No wild off-track scandals or dramatic personality changes here. His focus has always been on one thing: becoming a better driver. When Max isn't tearing up the track or preparing for a race weekend, he's probably sim racing. He's got a rig at home where he competes digitally with some of the best sim racers in the world. Sure, it might not have the physical jolt of an F1 car, but it sharpens his skills like car control and setup. So next time you see Max Verstappen flying around the track, remember, it's not just natural talent, it's a lifetime of total dedication, a bit of sim racing, and an incredible tyre management skill that makes him one of the best. No doubt Max is now an unstoppable force, but do you know the exact race that turned him into the beast we see today? Well, check out this video to find out.